Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to talk about fitness tests. This week, 4th graders began their FitnessGram assessments. We're going to take some time now in this video to talk about the rules, the procedures, and the Healthy Fitness Zone scores. There are 5 tests that 4th graders have to take every fall and every spring when they complete their FitnessGram assessment. Those 5 tests are curl-ups, pacer, push-ups, sit and reach, and trunk lift. Today, we're only going to focus on the pacer test. The pacer test measures your cardiorespiratory endurance. Cardio means heart, respiratory means lungs, and endurance is how long you can do an activity without getting tired. Basically, your cardiorespiratory endurance measures how well your heart and your lungs work together. Now that we know what we're assessing, we need to know how to do the assessment. The pacer test is a 20-meter running test. To start, students line up here on the start line. On the word go, students run in a straight line to the other line before the beep. When they hear the beep, they turn and they run back to where they started. Each time you make it to the line before the beep, you have completed a lap. If you fail to make it to the line before the beep, beep, you stop, you turn around, and you run back to where you started. However, that counts as your first strike. You continue to run, trying to make it to the line before the beeps. Every minute, the test will get harder. It starts slowly in the beginning, and the longer you run, the faster it gets. So the harder it gets. The second time you fail to complete a lap, so you don't make it to the line before the beep, your test is over. Down here we have an example of what your assessment sheet looks like. You fill in your name, your partner's name, and then you have several bubbles with numbers under them. Each bubble represents a lap that your partner could complete. Remember, completing a lap safely means they make it to the line before a beep. So let's say that Bob is our runner. He hears the word go, and he runs to the line and gets there before the beep. Your job, because he made it safely, you fill in a star in number 1. That means that Bob has completed lap number 1 successfully. You continue to fill in the circles with stars for every lap that your partner completes. However, if Bob fails to make it to the line before a beep, you skip that circle and you leave it blank. But if Bob makes it back to the line the next time before the beep, you fill in that circle. So notice he made the first 3 laps. He didn't make it for the 4th, so I left it blank, but he did make it for the 5th. Again, you continue to fill in the circles for every lap that Bob completes before the beep. The second time that Bob doesn't make it to the line before the beep, his test is over, and you no longer fill in any circles. Now let's add up all of the laps that Bob has completed. Remember, we're looking at all of the stars, but we're also going to include the 1 lap where he didn't complete. That's kind of his freebie. So if I move all the way over to the last star, I see that Bob ran 8 laps. Now Bob is 10 years old, and we're going to find out if Bob made it to the Healthy Fitness Zone. Remember, he ran 8 laps. The Healthy Fitness Zone scores were made for the pacer test to see if a student is healthy. We have boys and girls, and we also have it broken down into different ages. Boys that are 9 have to run 11 laps. Girls that are 9 have to run 9 laps. Boys that are 10 have to run 23 laps. Girls that are 10 have to run 15 laps. Boys that are 11 have to run 42 laps. And girls that are 11 have to run 28 laps. Now remember what we said a moment ago. Bob is 10 and he ran 8 laps. So we find boys, we find age 10, and I look and I see that Bob needed to run 23 laps. So did Bob run 23 laps? No, he only ran 8. Does that mean that Bob is in the Healthy Fitness Zone? No, it doesn't. So what are some things that Bob could do to help him for the next time he does the pacer test? Well, he could probably at home do some activity, maybe running, maybe playing tag with his friends, playing basketball. Doing some physical activity outside of school will help Bob get stronger and help his heart and lungs work better together. I look forward to seeing your pacer test in a couple of weeks, boys and girls. There are a few tips I want to share with you to help you be better prepared. Number 1, make sure you get a good night's rest before the test. Number 2, make sure you eat a healthy breakfast the morning of the test. Number 3, wear clothes that are comfy and loose and you're able to move around in and be active in. And number 4, most importantly, be sure that you wear sneakers that fit, stay snug on your feet, and hopefully have shoelaces that can tie. Look forward to seeing you, boys and girls.